Here's what you missed on the last episode of Red Lipstick Vibes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
I mean, all of it. I've looked at, TV. I told you, like, I take a lot from TV, a lot from what not to do. I've seen a lot of men insensitive to their women when they going through vag problems. My grandmother had cervical cancer. We found out, like, in hindsight. Like, this is a normal thing. Like, and again, we say we not judging, but like the young fellas just did, and Will and Jada and everybody else, we judge a lot. I got a friend that got 2 girls. He got one on one side of town, one on the other side of town, and my cousin is like, yeah, he got these 2 girls, and I'm like, do you know about him and his wife's situation? Do you know if his wife coochie work? Well, no, I don't. So shut the hell up. Like, this is what I mean about just the lies, and this is what when Rick say, like, pick a side. Like, are the men, the insensitive men that want sex even when you're on menopause in the middle of a hysterectomy and you got your period and the dishes is full, and he's like, fuck all of that, just give me sex. If that's how y'all niggas do, then you ain't never gonna function in no relationship. This is what we talking about. Like, it's a certain consideration. I would never ask for sex at inopportune times, but at the same time, I have this candle that I can light that when it's really getting there, like, we weren't able to connect this week, and it's been, so I could light this, but she gave that to me. Like, I know sometimes we get disconnected. I know sometimes I'm all over the place, like a woman, like Rick said, the good ones do it too, and this is my answer for the whole night, sis. I accept Nikki. I know Nikki come with some shit. I'll take Nikki's shit. I ain't taking the rest of these bitches' shit. Fellas, if you don't have the confidence to ask, then just light it. But I don't have to light it, because I'll look at it, then look at her, then look back at it, then look back at her, then look back at it. Like, this is 20 years. Like, we know how to do this. The intimacy part, the sex part, and it's been a roller coaster. We've been together 20 years. It's been, we've been had good seasons and slow seasons, but again, we always come back to the home team. We know that this is where, the love resides.
Brother.
So I gotta. Wait, you said
that's a heavy talk.
We about to go into that part. We're about to go into a lot, what you was just saying a little bit. Like I said, we're about to talk about in sickness and health, right? Okay, so that's what's up next, and it kind of goes into with the sex part, right? So, like brother said, he has the ups and downs, the slow downs a little bit, and all this kind of stuff. So let's talk about this one thing. How many of you guys? Wives are experiencing perimenopause or menopause. So the question is, and so those who don't understand what perimenopause, let me give you a little example of some of the things that you may not know. And here's the thing, shout out to my sis. She actually did a show on it, but a lot of times women don't understand that they actually are in perimenopause by the age of 30, and they don't understand why they have all these hormonal changes, emotional ups and downs, depressed every now and then, just acting bipolar is because you're in perimenopause. Don't touch me. Oh, love me. Hug on me. Don't touch me. All that is perimenopause. They might not think they are because I'm just 30. No, yeah, that's right. So, how do you guys deal with the mood swings and the ups and downs that women will go through during marriage? Let's start with Sir Hale, E Black, Brother, Chicago Gorilla, and end with Rick.
So I don't know. Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm not there yet. But can I address a similar related thing? So we did go through sickness, and my wife, she went through gangliositis, and understanding and grace. There's no other way. Just being there to support, understanding and grace. Like, that's it. And then the other thing that helped me as well is just educating myself on what was going on, and that kind of took off some of the pressure from her trying to explain it while processing what she's feeling. But just understanding the grace.
Yeah. So, E Black, have you? So I'm gonna put the question add a little bit more to it since you say she's not there. So, because internet streets know a little bit. So how did you deal with the ups and downs, mental issues, or during pregnancy, doing just, how would you deal with those types of situations?
I mean, it's up to, like I said, how do I put this? I come from a really tough background, and growing up in the hood and seeing differences in people has given me, I don't know, I don't want to say grace, but like seeing an individual going through certain things like that, I personally had to feel empathy and understand that this person it's only going to go through a season, and there will be certain moments outside of that will be greater. Knowing a person so long, you understand the seasons. That's the best way that I can say it, is that I think, like I said, if anybody's looking for an answer for themselves, I can't answer it for them. I can only speak to how I was raised, and the God I love, and the person who I've created as an individual, and the empathy that I have for individuals. So like, I see, when I walk by homeless people, I feel sad. So it's like, I can't make those type of feelings come out of somebody else. So when you see somebody going through something, whether it's behavioral changes, whether it's physical changes, I have my level of empathy, and I try to be empathetic towards that situation, and I don't take it as personal. That's another thing. I think sometimes if I was to say somebody in a relationship, they take it personal rather than understanding that these other individuals are going through some changes that you may not understand, but like I said, that person is the same person. You just have to weather the season, because most of the time there is a better way out the way on the other end. And if there isn't another way, you still have to understand that you made an oath to that individual to take care of them.
Okay. So, question. So I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm going to say this. I get what you're saying, but for our millennials and VZs and Ws.
I don't even know where we're at.
What does for example, if your wife is having some, she's going through depression or some type of mental breakdown for the job, right? They're getting on her nerves and stuff. Like, what is some tangible things that you would do to help the situation? Not just being empathetic. But what does that look like? What actually is that?
And that's the part of it. If you're married, you have to sometimes you really do just have to stop everything, and you have to be all hands on deck, and you have to make sure that you are there for an individual. Now, what I will say is that not every individual is like, I'm not a therapist. I'm not. So you have to even say, hey, let's get a therapist involved. I see if her medication is correct, because sometimes it could be a balance between birth control and maybe something else. This is where you have to be proactive in regards to your empathy, because I think that's what you're asking, not just being empathetic. What do you do after?
What do you do afterwards? That's what I was asking. Yep. Okay, brother.
If you have medical care, sometimes you gotta call the OBG, see if there's something wrong with there. Then you gotta call a hormonal therapist, see if something's wrong with the thyroids. You have, especially within Black women, you have to be more proactive. I will say I've learned a lot of things on the fly. I don't think if somebody's listening to this and they haven't gone through that situation, hopefully they can glean from that. But I think for the most part, you're never going to understand it unless you go through it, because the female body is not really like the men's.
Right.
They really are hormonal in a lot of different ways, and it can be for a lot of different reasons. Blood pressure, cholesterol, weight gain, a lot of different things. So if I was to say me, try to get exercise in, but other than that, make the extra calls to doctors and professionals to kind of Hey, let's get this checked out because I see you kind of you're acting a little funny. But like I said, I had to learn that after the fact, and I don't think there's any podcast. It's hard for me to say for an individual to do that without actually going through it. But I understand it. So
Yeah. Okay, brother.
Yeah, I've been through all of the stuff: menstruals, postpartum, hysterectomy, menopause. This is what we talk about. Like I've sat through the seasons. It takes seasons to sit through the seasons, and I've learned a lot. And it's the consciousness, it's the consideration. This is what creates the empathy and the intimacy, the foot rubs, the monitoring the diet, the looking at the symptoms. But she has to initially accept that. Right. She was the one, like she said in the chat, I'm the one that had to speak up and say, baby, is something going on with me? I don't know what, can't put my finger on it. Yeah. But it's something. And then the doctors and the insensitivity that comes with the medical system. Again, I've seen it. Like the doors slammed in her face, the coming home crying, and there's nothing I could do about it. It's no different than the world, the white man's world. I come home when the business gets shut down or the doors get closed in my face. This is what the seasons that we talk about. Like, this is how they form. They don't just come like how they want it. Just give me the answer, OG. Just give me the answer. Like, give me the answer. Like E Black said, give me the winning lottery numbers. And we can't do that. It's not how it goes. But sitting through those things, again, doing the research on all of the stuff. You see it on my page, the DRD4. This is years ago. Like, I was trying to give this information. Like, this is when they got a headache and the belly bloating and this is all information that they need, but they didn't want it. This is what the guys were saying in the video you played earlier. Like, it's people who've been talking about this shit. Y'all don't want it. Y'all call us long-winded. You rather focus on how long I talked than what the fuck I said. Yeah. Or just pick some holes in it. Again, pop the balloon mentality. They just want to disqualify. Mm-hmm. So, I've tried.
That's what I mean. It's like it's hard for me to talk to my younger self about this because I even had that mentality sometimes, and I understand other people have that. So I don't. It's not that I don't try to be as all knowing, but I know that they're not going to listen, and most people are going to have to just go through it.
Yeah, they have to go through it because they.
I don't know. Try. Did you ever have somebody like tell you and it happened, or did you have to just go through most of the shit?
I mean, all of it. I've looked at, TV. I told you, I take a lot from TV, a lot from what not to do. I've seen a lot of men insensitive to their women when they going through vag problems. My grandmother had cervical cancer. We found out, in hindsight. Like, this is a normal thing. Like, and again, we say we not judging, but like the young fellas just did, and Will and Jada and everybody else, we judge a lot. I got a friend that got 2 girls. He got one on one side of town, one on the other side of town, and my cousin is like, yeah, he got these 2 girls. And I'm like, do you know about him and his wife's situation? Do you know if his wife coochie work? Well, no, I don't. So shut the hell up. Like, this is what I mean about just the lies. And this is what when Rick say, like, pick a side. Like, are the men, the insensitive men that want sex even when you're on menopause in the middle of a hysterectomy and you got your period and the dishes is full, and he's like, fuck all of that, just give me sex. If that's how y'all niggas do, then you ain't never gonna function in no relationship. And this is what we talking about. Like, it's a certain consideration. I would never ask for sex at inopportune times, but at the same time, I have this candle that I can light that when it's really getting there, like, we weren't able to connect this week, and it's been, so I could light this, but she gave that to me. Like, I know sometimes we get disconnected. I know sometimes I'm all over the place, like a woman, like Rick said, the good ones do it too, and this is my answer for the whole night, sis. I accept Nikki. I know Nikki come with some shit. I'll take Nikki's shit. I ain't taking the rest of these bitches shit. Nikki's shit, I'm willing to take. And that, you know what I mean? Like, that's always been my answer. So when they try to pick parts out, like, we just don't care about women or marriage ain't good, it's, nah, the woman I'm married to, I care about her. We go through it together, and we always gonna go through it together. And I think that's the difference, that we all don't have, that person that we kind of identify to go through the things with. And, good luck. Hopefully in the future that person will come, but it is ebbs and flows. It is something that needs to be considered on both sides. And I just wish everybody everybody humble up to give their significant other that consideration. Sorry for being so long-winded.
So before Chicago Willa goes, so I'm listening to you guys. So are you? So it sounds like it's more or less like the men are, like you said, inconsiderate, or they're just being very selfish because they're not really caring about what their wives are feeling or going through. They just want what they want and when they want.
Some people do. Mm-hmm. Some do. And that's what people don't understand. This is your life. You choose what you want to go through. Mm-hmm. Right? That's why I hate these conversations. Don't ask me shit. I don't know what you like. I don't know. It's like this to me, right? The reason I got married would not be the reason you got married.
Right.
You don't look at my girl the way, I don't look at your girl the way you look at your girl. That's your girl. Mm-hmm. Right? So no matter what nobody say, at the end of the day, right? I understand the arguments the little dudes have, the young dudes. Now, no disrespect, the young dudes have, right? Mm-hmm. But if that girl was worth marrying, you would marry her. If that woman was worth marrying, you would marry her. Don't come looking at me, asking me for the reasons you don't want to marry your girl. That's your girl. It's that's you know how I help my wife through her menopause, right? And surgeries, and that's my girl.
Right, yeah.
That's my girl. That's my wife. Good. What I tell y'all, I love my wife for what she is and what she ain't. Mm-hmm. Don't come asking me how the fuck you supposed to love your girl, nigga. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
That's the question. Yeah.
That's the first question.
Because if your love is to a point where, and listen, I understand it, fellas, young fellas. Listen to what I'm saying. I ain't knocking y'all. Do what you need to do for your life. As long as you ain't hurt nobody, I could give a good goddamn. Listen to what I'm saying. But don't come looking at me for answers for some personal business you got going on with you and your girl. I'm going to agree with you, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to agree with you. You know her better than I do.
Right.
Or do you?
That is the question.
That's why this conversation is a waste of time. That's why I'm just sitting letting people ramble, because love is enough for me. It ain't enough for you, nigga.
Well, let me say this. I think a lot of men don't understand what they're doing it for. And I think a lot of times they think that there's supposed to be some magic feeling or something. And I think and that's why I talk about the way I was raised. When I say I was raised this way, or this is my mentality, that is how it is. This is the way I am. But I understand other men aren't men like that. They were built in this society where a lot of death, destruction, disease is going on, and they're not developing as men, they're developing as individuals in this world. So I don't blame them, because if you've never seen a woman worthy enough to be married to, then I don't know if it's whether you're home, your own psychology. There's a lot of different reasons why. But like, to sit here and say, like, in my opinion, like, single life for life was never going to be the answer for me. Like, I never wanted. I knew I wanted to have fun, but I also knew that at some point, as a man, I had to step into my role as the next leader of the next generation that was going to come along. Most men don't get that message. And that's why I understand when people hear me talking, they're like, what the fuck are you be talking about? I was like, well, I got the message. I'm going to be the next generation. So I got to start getting the wife. I got to start getting the kids. I got to start doing the things that make this next generation ready. Start plowing the land or getting the land ready. But I know that sounds like a whole bunch of folktale shit and a bunch of high praise shit, but it's like, no, that's how I was raised. I come from a prideful individual family where men are valued. So I get it, but I also don't get it in terms of when I see men have questions like, what are we going to do with these women? It's like, what the fuck you mean? Like, there is no nation without the women. And there's no nation powerful without the men who are powerful in their conviction. Whatever.
So, Chicago Rilla, what do you think? How do you deal with sickness and health?
We in covenant. Like, I don't have nothing to add, man. We in covenant. This is, and I know this will seem contradictory to. No, it won't. Because I was about to say it seemed contradictory to the cheating part, right? Like, most people think the whole till death do us part. No, if you violate covenant, which cheating does, that's a violation of covenant. However, sickness, seasons, all those things are part of the game. My wife is very in tune with. She works in healthcare, so she's very in tune with keeping up with a doctor's appointment, what she got to do, what she got to, And the thing for me, my role in those moments, we've had, nothing serious, but just one or two scary moments, like, hey, we need to explore this, examine this, man, I know my role. My role is to be supportive in that moment. You know what I mean? It's not a burden. Right? Because here's the other thing.
Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more of my shows, click right here. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. See you in the next one.